Yeah, so it's awesome because I had it kind of the conversation in case everybody was here because I know Noma was here, but now I get to start the first question with our podcast, which is cool because you weren't here. So, something we love to start the podcast with and bring the conversation is your first memories of falling in love with music, whether there was a record, a time, a place. What was it?
So for me, growing up, I was actually a metalhead, just by nature. My dad was like a big Pantera fan and listened to Rob Zombie and all kinds of stuff like that, really heavy stuff for me being like 5 years old, you know.
Yeah.
I remember him listening to the Vulgar Display of Power album. And I know this is like totally probably unexpected for being like in a pop band, but
Yes, right? Yeah. But I love that. I love hearing stuff like that because it's like, it's so great to hear that.
yeah, you wouldn't expect it, I guess, but I'm like, look at me, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I remember my dad listening to like really heavy stuff and hearing these bands screaming, and I was like, 6 or 7 or something, and I was just like, I didn't understand like how they were making that sound, and I just thought it was so cool, I was like, I have to find out how to do that. And then on the other side of things with my mom, she was really into the Dixie Chicks of all bands or groups, I should say. So
Yeah,
band, yeah. It's weird to call a Dixie Chicks a band for some reason. I don't know.
right? Because yeah, people hear they're gonna say like a band, they figure,
Right, just like I mean, but they do shred though too. So it's like but yeah, my mom was really into the Dixie Chicks. So on the other side of things, I had my metal side and then my country side with my mom. And I was very interested in like I didn't know that it was three girls like when I was younger. I had no idea. So I was very impressed when we were watching like a live concert and then there was three girls just absolutely, shredding. And I was just so impressed that that was like a thing that you could do as a girl because I was just so young. I had never really seen it. It never occurred to me until I saw them and I was like, huh, you can do that? That's so cool. And from then on, I was like, I want to do that. It was literally like Pantera and the Dixie Chicks, which is crazy. Like,
I love that. I love that because that's why we always love to ask that first question to anyone because it's like a lot of times you'll see you won't it's people you don't think like I had somebody say it was I forget a country artist and they were like this metalcore band. I would never
yeah,
ever
literally.
have thought that. And that's just like now I'm like looking back to see if there's any inspiration possibly of Dixie Chicks in Haunter. I don't know, but I'll have to see. That's so cool. But hi, Anoma, how you doing?
Oh, he
Mm.
logged
Yeah, yeah, I logged in.
up, my boy.
Hey, what's up, homie? I'm
Uh,
doing I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. How are y'all?
Good, we're good. We just
Good.
talked about our first music inspirations, and I was telling her that I got basically Pantera and the Dixie Chicks is where it came from, which is like
Nice.
vastly different things, but it's the truth. Like,
I was like, that's why we asked. I was like, all right, now I have Lucy. I didn't have Lucy last time. So, like, all right, now I get to ask this question and see uh, how that is. Because it is. It's like, I know everyone can sometimes say, like, oh, you're asking the same question, but everybody has a different
yeah,
moment, something that hits. So,
yep. It's always fun to ask because it's just like, where was that little seed like planted from, And that was it. The Vulgar Display of Power album and Dixie Chicks Fly album with Goodbye Earl on it. If you've never heard
oh
that.
my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Now I need to go back because I do remember that. I remember that one and hearing that song. I haven't heard it in years. I can't say the last time I've heard that song, but I do remember it.
This because it's just like you go back and listen and you're like, what is this? But it's still so good. Somehow it's hilarious. I love it.
Oh, I love that. Oh, and I know I know I mean, yeah, I'm trying to remember what your first memory was. I'm like, it was so long. I think it was last year around this time.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know if hmm it's a really good. I'd have to really think on that. As far as like the first like musical inspiration or the first time I thought I could like do it for real, or I
So,
can't really say. Like, that's really hard. Like I've been at this for a long time.
mhm.
but I could definitely say that there's been like bands that I grew up listening to that made me want to like kind of start a band. I mean, I grew up in like the punk rock and hardcore scenes like in Maryland. So like getting into bands like, you know, Newfound Glory, getting into bands like MXPX, bands like Slick Shoes, Blink-182, Phoenix TX, like all those bands, like the early, like late 90s, early
Mhm.
2000s pop punk bands were probably like my first real memory of falling in love with music. So when I think about not necessarily my overall inspiration as a musician, but the things that impacted me, it would definitely be like bands in that of that ilk. So that drive through era, like the
Mhm.
golden age of that label, were definitely the ones that had like a really big impact on me.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah, I do. I feel like now that I'm out here on the East Coast, I mean, growing up near Chicago, then being here in New Jersey, there's definitely something special about this East Coast vibe of music. And then I grew up on all that drive-through stuff too. Newfound Glory is still one of my favorite bands. I think they're so consistent and they're still fun, even though I'm in my 30s. I can still like whatever self-titled, coming home, any of that. It still hits so much. So it's
Definitely.
just so important. And I mean, even talking about like shows, since you guys are here, you finally like you guys played your first live show.
We did, girl. It was so
How
good.
was that? How was that experience for you guys?
It was so sick. I know none of us have performed in like a long time. Like, I think it's been like 10 years for Enoma, like 7 years for our bassist Mark,
Hmm.
3.5, almost 4 years since I performed on a stage. And so it was really cool because my last band was a metal band before Haunter. They kind of like had an overlap at one point. Um, but with my last band, I don't know. It was just very interesting to see, like, I had a lot of my metalhead friends, like, come out to support.
Hmm.
I was I was so just like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like kind of speechless because I was looking out and seeing people that I haven't seen, in 5 years, basically. Some of them I haven't seen at a show in 6 years because they just, didn't come out or from out of town. And there's people coming from Dallas, there's people coming from San Antonio and Austin and Corpus and just all over Texas, which I thought was just amazing. Honestly, my mom was there, my two little sisters were there, so it was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. It was really, really cool. And we sold out of all of our merch and we got paid for it. So hey,
Oh,
won't complain.
it is
Like,
a win-win there. That is like, because I think too, like there's a connection through whether it's the content you make, the songs that people are listening to. But I feel, I'm not a musician, but I feel like there's a different connection when it's live, whether it's the audience or even yourself. You feel that you can feel someone like, oh, a moment like, oh, I really love that part of that song. And I think that to me would be the coolest thing to get to then play my music in front of people. Although I'm not a musician, nobody ever wants to hear me play or sing. Don't ever ask. But for me, like
you never know.
seeing that you guys got to play your show, I was like, that has to be just such an incredible feeling.
It is a beautiful feeling, honestly, after working, so hard on these songs and
Yeah.
promoting and stuff. And we just wanted to wait, until the right moment when we knew people would show up and really support us and be stoked about it. And they were. Everyone was so excited. People singing the lyrics to the songs was like the coolest thing, because I'm like, it's our first show, and I see half the crowd like mouthing the words to the choruses, and I'm like, this is awesome. Like, it was just really cool, especially when it's like my metalhead friends and they're just like,
Right.
got a throat tattoo and whatever, but they're just like city boys and pit girls.
Oh,
Sick. It was really fun.
that's the best. And I love that appeal because I think some people, some of the metalheads, sometimes they are quick to be like the guy, like
Yeah,
that. But
very.
I think City Boys would be the perfect song to hear them just get out and have that feeling. So oh
Yes, it's very fun
man,
for sure. Not just for us, but for everyone else too. Like, and that's the whole reason I love it. Like, so I'm not like a super religious person or anything.
Mhm.
The day of the show, I was like in my bathroom and I was like, I'm gonna say a prayer, Lord. Like, just for just cause, I was like, I need it, Lord. So I was like, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna pray about me doing a good job and I'm gonna pray that the show goes well. And when I actually got to the point of like words coming out of my mouth, the first and only thing that came to my mind was let everyone have a good time tonight.
Mhm.
What came out, and I was like, damn, that's so cool because I wasn't even like thinking it, but I guess subconsciously that's what like my heart wants, is for I to have fun and nobody getting into a fight or like whatever.
Yeah.
It was that. It was just really supportive. Everyone was super stoked and like very impressed. So it was yeah, it was a blast. I don't think we could have asked for a better first show. Nothing, well, some things went wrong, but people said they couldn't even notice that they went wrong. So I'll take it.
And isn't that like most time, even like doing this, like anything I think that maybe I did wrong or maybe went wrong a little bit, nobody notices that usually. They don't. Like, and it's like we're quick to always, maybe be hard on ourselves for that. But like that sounds like an incredible first show to have that moment of, okay, this is our first show. And then leading up to now, we're gonna have this new EP out, which is like right, I can't even believe it's like right there before we know it, it's going to be September.
Yes.
I know some people don't want to hear that, but I'm all about spooky season and fall. I'm ready for it. So for you guys, obviously, this EP is going to be here on the 12th of September. Game Boy, which I love the title. I absolutely love this EP. I know we'll get into that a little bit because ever since it was sent to me, I'm like, this is just so good. And I'm not just saying it because you are both sitting here.
Yes.
For
Thank
you, yeah, what are you guys like most excited about? Because obviously, debut show is important. Your debut EP is important. That this is who we are. This is Haunter. What are you most excited about to have this out in September?
I want thinking it, but I guess subconsciously that's what like my heart wants, is for I just want to have fun and nobody getting into a fight or like whatever.
Yeah.
It was that. It was just really supportive. Everyone was super stoked and like very impressed. So it was yeah, it was a blast. I don't think we could have asked for a better first show. Nothing, well, some things went wrong, but people said they couldn't even notice that they went wrong. So I'll take it.
And isn't that like most time, even like doing this, like anything I think that maybe I did wrong or maybe went wrong a little bit, nobody notices that usually. They don't. Like, and it's like we're quick to always, maybe be hard on ourselves for that. But like that sounds like an incredible first show to have that moment of, okay, this is our first show. And then leading up to now, we're gonna have this new EP out, which is like right, I can't even believe it's like right there before we know it, it's going to be September.
Yes.
I know some people don't want to hear that, but I'm all about spooky season and fall. I'm ready for it. So for you guys, obviously, this EP is going to be here on the 12th of September. Game Boy, which I love the title. I absolutely love this EP. I know we'll get into that a little bit because ever since it was sent to me, I'm like, this is just so good. And I'm not just saying it because you are both sitting here.
Yes.
For
Thank
you, yeah, what are you guys like most excited about? Because obviously, debut show is important. Your debut EP is important. That this is who we are. This is Haunter. What are you most excited about to have this out in September?
I want people to see the array of emotions that we can give. And I just want them to be able to like get to know us a little better, I think. Like I feel like some of the songs are, you know, a little moody, I guess, and then some of them are like very fun and upbeat. So I think I want people to just be able to connect like to us emotionally a little bit more. And I feel like this EP does that for sure. It's kind of like an emotional roller coaster, but like in the best, most fun way possible.
Hmm.
I'm very
I
excited. And just for people to hear the songs because they are sick. Like there's,
oh,
I didn't hear Strangers for like 6 months or whatever because I'm not just gonna sit. I don't just sit and jam my own songs a lot of the time. So
hmm.
went back and listened to it after it was like mixed and mastered, and I didn't listen to it for a long time, and I was like, damn, this song is good. Like, I was like, damn, we wrote that. That's kick ass. Like I was very. It's like it was cool because I was hearing it with like what we call, of course, fresh ears. So I was like, man, it was like a new song, almost like as if it was someone else's song that I was hearing, and I was like, damn, this is a banger. So it was cool.
Oh,
Like. Okay. I'm
Oh,
proud.
you have to have, I feel like you guys should feel that way because I know listening to it, I was like, this is like, to me, again, there are no skips on this. There are no songs that I'm like, okay, I don't want to hear it again. No, I want to hear this again. Especially Catch Me If You Can. That one, I'm like, and just from how you open the EP and end it, like Untouchable, we'll get into because that one, oh my gosh, that Lucy, like hats off to you because I'm like,
So much.
your vocals on this EP, you should be like, yeah, like that's us. That's how I would feel if that was me and I had any kind of talent. So again, hats off to
Appreciate that so much because it was very, very fun writing these songs. And Untouchable is super, it's very like emotional for us, I guess, because me and Enoma were going through like a rough time recording that, like while recording it. And we were trying to kind of like, I feel like in a way, artists, like any kind of artist, we're all trying to like heal each other subconsciously. Like we need to get these like emotions out and things out to like help other people not feel like we do sometimes, you know? And I think that's what that song was, is like we wanted to write something that was like huge, that was bigger than us, that's like a song that can inspire other people to like feel untouchable, you know? And it was funny, like we're listening to it in his truck, like after it was mixed and mastered and everything. And we're both like at the end of the song, we just like look at each other and we're like tearing up. Like we literally can't listen to that song because it's just like so it's really special to us. I remember being in like a bad place recording it and like singing the end of that song and being like, wow, I cannot, like I was hearing it back and I was like literally crying in the booth because I was like, holy shit, this is my band. Like this sounds like huge. It just
Mhm.
anthem, like it just it's soaring. You know, we call it taking them to the mountain. Like it takes you to the mountain. Like you're on the mountaintop, like Creed or like in
Yes.
Backstreet Boys in a music video with the white t-shirt just flowing back. That's what Untouchable makes you feel like, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, that's honestly part of the reason, like when Lucy was tapping into, like, this part of the reason why, when we shot the music video or when we did the photo shoot, like I was like, no, we need to do all white.
Mhm.
Obviously, you throw it back to, early 2000s boy bands. Like, let's go ahead and be honest. Millennium was a crazy record. Shout out Backstreet Boys.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but that song, that's the song I'm the most proud of. Like, we have some really great songs. Like, and unlike Lucy, like I get high on my own supply like daily. Like I listen, like Haunter is my favorite band.
Mm-hmm.
Like full stop,
I
full
feel
stop, full send. Haunter is my favorite band. Like I'm not. There's no cap in my rap with that. I I love what we have done, and I love Untouchable. It's the song that makes me actually feel like I can do this. Like, and we all still work 9 to 5s. We all still live like very like normal lives. We have partners, we have jobs, we have all these things. But Untouchables is like knowing that I had a hand in writing that song is the only thing that makes me feel like fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I can do this. Like,
it makes you
I
feel
can.
for real.
It
Oh.
it it does, and Lucy's vocal performance on it is so strong. It's so strong. Like like that last chorus, like you just hit some notes that are just like seriously, like I cry every time I listen to that song. Like I literally, like even thinking about it now, like with all the stuff going on in my life, and Lucy knows the stuff behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Like it's like I feel like I personally feel like I'm a fuck up a lot in my life,
He's
but
not.
this song makes you feel like yeah, I may be a fuck up on a lot of fronts, but like I can at least do this.
Yeah, do it really well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and just hearing that too, like obviously like our show is that music and mental health and just like that how music is so important. And I could hear in both of you, like specifically this EP, but not even just this EP on the way, Haunter, your band is just so important to you. And I think a lot of us sometimes if we listen to music, we don't think about that. Like, yeah, that band's important to us as the listener, but the people in it, like you need it. And
Yeah.
I think Man, untouchable. I can just picture it live, talking about live shows, like I'll light on you, Lucy, during that moment where it just is like the specific color. I'm like, I could just imagine that hearing those notes of that song where I'm already like, all right, wherever the next show is, whenever I can figure it out, I need to hear this live because again, that song just it hits you. That was one right away. And I love how it's like the end of the EP. And I think there's such a placement of songs sometimes on EP. I'm like, and what a note to end it that EP on.
That was on purpose. That was
Mhm.
purpose. Like if we leave people with anything, we want it to be like to feel like you're on top of the world, you know? Like we all go through a lot, you know. We want
Yeah.
people to end up feeling good at the end of it. And also like you said, the catch me if you can't. Ooh, don't get started on that one either because it's just such a like it's just a bop. It's just fun
Hmm.
and like upbeat and that's what we wanted and I feel like it definitely gives that energy for sure. And I'm so glad it ends with Untouchable too because it's just like it needs to. You know,
Yes.
we need it. We need it.
Oh,
Yeah, we really did. Like that's
Yeah.
I would say if anyone were to say like, hey, play me your statement song, like the song that you feel best represents the best qualities of your band, I would play them Untouchable.
mm,
Yeah. I could agree with that. I could agree with that. Not
Dude, you really killed it. Like vocally, you fucking killed it.
ah,
mhm.
really like I think the end of that song is so good because I was literally like crying recording it and I was just like pushing like just with the most hope in my heart, like to not mess up the note, honestly. Like just
Right.
I, but I was like,
Dude, as if you could mess up a note.
oh my God, you bro, you've heard. There's been a couple times, but for the most part, you know, yeah, we get these songs done like pretty quick too. Like they come very naturally and we write them, you know, easily most of the time anyway.
Yeah,
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 very
Oh, it's again, I hats off because again, like I even was listening to it this morning and again to get in the mood, and I was just like, again, which one do I want to go to? Because sincerely, I'm like, all right, if I want to be in this mood, but Catch Me If You Can, that is a bop. I feel like no wonder that is on August 1st. You guys are going to release that one as the single to lead up to this EP. For you, again, was that just a choice where, hey, this could be the bop of kind of the end of summer and what we want to do to lead into this EP? Because that, to me, that just the vibe of how it starts, it is just, it's the perfect single in my opinion.
well, thank you.
yeah.
We definitely that's basically what it was. It's a feel good song. It's summer. People want that like it's like I keep comparing it to like Dua Lipa. It has like that very just like
Mm,
vibey, like we're at a nice little
yes.
party. Like, you know, it's just like really fun and like lighthearted and yeah, it was definitely absolutely what that was for. We wanted people to kind of hear something like a little bit I guess more sassy, you know, and it's definitely more sassy. So, and as
Yeah.
even after this EP, the songs get even sassier. Like we already have more music like lined up, so that's no worry either. Like, but
Yeah. If nothing else, we definitely have a strong back catalog.
oh, for sure.
Mhm.
This is just the
Oh,
very beginning because once these, I don't even want to say anything, but it's
yes.
gonna be great.
I love that you brought up Dua Lipa because I was racking my brain. I'm like, what is this? Like, especially the beginning of it, I'm like, what? There's something this reminds me of, and I can't put it. And when you said Dua Lipa, I'm like, yes, I get that in there. And we even see that like at a party. I'm like, it reminded me of like when I would be like in the city of Chicago and like want to go on a summer night, you know, with my drink in hand and go hang out like on the rooftops. Like I'm hearing that. Like that's what I pictured this song. And
Ooh, that
oh,
I love that. I think you just gave me a new caption for us to try to use on TikTok
oh,
for
There we go.
yeah, no, like for real, for real, for real. Like we've like
For your contribution.
I yeah, seriously, like we'll have to give you credit for that. But yeah, I liked that song a lot, but I also think a part of me that likes it, or the reason why I like it is this is the first song that that's just Lucy, Tyler, and myself. Like
Hmm.
it was a unique set of circumstances that kind of led to that production session where, Mike and Mark for various reasons couldn't make it out to Los Angeles. And so I was out there with Tyler working on music by myself for the first week. And then, Lucy comes in and we all get together and work on like lyrics and melody and things of that nature. So we this was the first time where it truly was just the three of us. And yeah, we do typically act as like the principal songwriters of the band as far as like putting together the general vibe and like what we're gonna do with chords and the type of feel. And typically we'll try to provide some sort of creative direction, and then like everyone just kind of comes together and makes their suggestions, and we kind of all slowly build it to where it finally takes shape. This was the first time where it was just like a really dedicated effort between like the core like writers, and I'm really happy with how it came out. Like it is a great song. I just personally wish that, more people caught on to it, and I think it'll have a life once the EP comes out as a body of work. Um, but I am really excited about it, and I do love that rooftop bar imagery that you painted. So I'm definitely going to be using that when I try out these TikTok uh, captions or prompts or things of that nature, because I want the song to do well, and I want people to kind of have a chance to catch a vibe with it.
Oh, yeah. And immediately, like when it was sent to me and I'm listening to it, I'm like, yes, one, yeah, have you back on. But two, I'm like, I need to help and do my part in this to push this out as much as I can because this is just, it's so good. Like it needs to be out there. I think right now in the scene, we have a lot of oversaturation of like pop punk and even some of the metalcore stuff. And hey, it has its place. I like that too. Like that's
Yeah.
my thing. But music like what you guys have on this EP and just in general is that it's fun music. It's relatable, especially when you listen to the lyrics. And there's a lot of like to me self-worth tones on, especially Catch Me If You Can. There's some self-worth or even City Boys, right? Like I know when Anoma was on and we were talking about that and what that was about. And if anyone's listening or watching to this, I'll link that one because we go in depth with City Boys as well and just in how, the industry is. So how do you guys keep your self-worth and kind of keep that intact and just know that you are worth it, especially in an industry like this it's tough.
You know, I just straight up know that I'm the shit because I'm a great person and I try my best to not suck and to spread as much light and love and positivity as I possibly can in my life. I create as much art as I can to hopefully inspire other people to do so. And every single person I come in contact with, everything that I come in contact with, I try to have, respect for and love for because we're all so like on a spiritual level, we're all so connected and we don't realize like how like one that we actually are as humans, and not humans, bugs, grass, everything,
Yeah.
you know. Um, so because there's also so much beauty just in life, like, and me being a part of that, I know that I'm great myself because look around us. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We have things like this. Like I get to talk to cool people. My best friend is cool. Like you're,
Mhm.
um, because there's so much love in the world, like I will never lose my self-worth because I love other people so much that I also love myself just as much as I love everyone else, Like I just try to keep in mind the connection that we all have and like if I can keep putting out art and like hopefully, I mean, people have told me like thank God like multiple times that I've inspired them or like your song inspired me so much that I got out of like an abusive relationship and like
Yeah.
that right there makes my whole life worth it. That like I've already made it. Like I've saved one person from suffering. I win, and I'm proud.
Mhm.
So being an artist and just like creating things putting things into the world that don't exist, from nothing and just looking around me. Everything is so beautiful and like we share that within each other and we should show it. So I try my best. And if I think if I try my best, like I'm at peace with everything around me, honestly. Whatever happens in life is just like meant to be. And I won't ever lose my self-worth because of that. Like I try hard and that's it. That ain't ever going away. It's built in now. Thank God. It took me 32 years to get here, but you know,
Right. Oh,
Yeah, that's incredible.
especially
I
for
think for me, like, so I do a lot of like, yeah, so I do a lot of the stuff for the band where I'll write like the saddie and the baddie. So Lucy's definitely the baddie in this situation, and I'm 100% the saddie. So like, oh, dude, I am the most emo of emo kids there is. So you bring up the topic of self-worth, and it's funny that you kind of catch me at this time because like I personally feel like my self-worth is kind of at an all-time low. So I find that I do things to try to prove my worth to people. Like I take on a lot of stuff. Like I act as the leader of the band. Like I've always pursued leadership roles because at my core, from being super vulnerable, like I want to be told that I'm good.
mhm.
I want to be told that I matter and that I have value and that people are kind of happy to see me because I don't feel it within myself. I pursue a lot of external validation, and for better for worse. Currently for worse because I'm your boy's kind of going through it. Uh,
you.
but it's fueled a lot of how I've moved around the world. And so when I think about Haunter, like I feel this sense of responsibility to do something significant because I've asked my bandmates to trust me and to trust this vision that I have for us. So I personally take on a lot of responsibility and say like, hey, like put your faith in me. Like I don't know what this will be, but I know that I know this can be something significant, something that can change our lives. So I work to do that. Like, and I work for Haunter to be a success so that not only do like feed my own sense of self-worth by accomplishing something that will hopefully change people's lives that I care about, but I also do it to kind of shine a light, like not necessarily like, oh hey, like I'm mentally ill, although I certainly am. Um,
Samesies.
Same.
yeah, yeah, I've
Twin.
there's
Aw.
yeah, there's literally so much wrong with me. Um, but like I want this band to be something that people who are like me can find some strength and find maybe not their purpose, but find a way to kind of like put one foot in front of the other
Mhm.
and keep moving because a lot of times, especially when things are dark or when they're hard, the only way out's the way through. And you can't sit in your situation or your illness and expect to move forward. Like you have to be able to just kind of power through. And yeah, I don't know. Haunter does that for me. So when you talk about like my sense of self-worth or how do I kind of keep it intact, like I keep it intact, uh not doing the best job right now, but I keep it intact knowing that I have to show up for people and I have to show up for this because it means a lot to everyone and we've worked really hard.
Yeah, and I think that's important what you said because we all go through it. Like even like this week, I had my own moment where I mean, I think that's what thing about mental health or just being a human, right? Like there's times you're good, there's times you're not, and that's okay. Like I'm always like, hey, like there was a time I told people, hey, I am not even me having like music and the intersection of music and mental health and like talking about it. There's times where I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm really going through it today. I don't know if I have like, I know they call it the spoons. If I have the spoons for this today, I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. And I think overcoming that is really important too. And just realizing that you're just human. Like we all go through so much and so many different things, right? Like what I'm going through or what Lucy may go, like they're all different. But in the end, we're just all human going through it. And I think Oh, one, I thank you for both for sharing that because I think both those things are so important for somebody to, yeah, we're all worth it. We're all important in what we're doing. And I I love that and putting that into music and having that feeling where I think it's such a thing we always preach, like self-worth, but like sometimes maybe it gets lost and that, you know, we're gonna get out of it, we're gonna get through it, and we're just, yeah, again, we're just human.
Yeah, that's it. I was
Yeah,
Enoma and my friend Stephanie and my boyfriend and everyone else the other day, like it's all just waves, dude. Like where it's, well, hold on, let me tell my boyfriend to shut this door.
You got it.
yeah. Um, but I guess what to kind of like piggyback off that, like I think a lot of the, or at least a lot of the stuff that I'm going through right now, like is it's not necessarily self-worth stuff, but it is like really it's tied to trying to find a balance between all of these different things in my life and like wanting to be told that I'm good and that I'm safe and that I'm loved. And it's hard sometimes because you think you're doing the best you can and you find that you have blind spots and that you've made mistakes and despite people telling you you think you understand and you don't and you're just
Mhm.
kind of just drowning a little bit.
Hmm. It
And
do,
so
but it's all again waves, bro. Like
yeah,
it.
I'm just I'm in the undertow right now.
Yeah, right. I feel that. I feel that. And it just always gets better. That's the thing. Like I literally have bipolar disorder. So a lot of the time it's all over the place and I literally
Mhm.
control it. It is exhausting. It's exhausting. But I think I've gained like some sort of control and literally just like when I do get in those bad moods or my good moods, either way, because sometimes it's too good of a mood, and I'm just like, "Rah!" Like
Yeah.
it's whatever. But
Mhm.
we're a little crazy, but hey, I'm not boring, so that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, another wave to ride, dude. Like it gets better, it gets worse. The feelings that we feel aren't ever going to last forever. Like there is no physical way in the rest of our lives that we'll never find peace or happiness or because of course we tell ourselves those things just like internally like God, I'm never going to have peace again.
Mhm.
But I also believe in speaking things into existence as well. So just got to look up and say fuck it, we ball. That's been my like literal motto for the last like several months now because I've just had like a lot of stuff happen, a lot of business things happen, a lot of family things, as we do. Just so that's
Right.
so it's nice to have music as like the backbone of what kind of lets us like express the things that we want to get out, whether it be like something hopeful, like we need hope, so we write Untouchable. We want to have fun, so we write Catch Me If You Can. We are feeling kind of down, kind of like going through a breakup, and we're like, kind of icky about it, so we write Game Boy. Guess what? That's fun. Like,
Yeah.
oh, want to be in a relationship? Ooh, now I'm a player. Ooh, and you can kind of like, dictate how your mood's gonna be when you're listening to these songs because it's like you can sit here and write an emo song and keep listening to the same emo song or like we like to break out of it. We like to
Mhm.
we're like kind of sad. Let's not just always write sad ass songs. We want to like and like hard write to somewhere else. So that's what we've been doing is kind of like redirecting towards like the positivity, when we can, because of course it's
Right.
not always possible, but may I also say that for anyone listening, that I did just get a treatment that has helped me with my mental health quite a lot.
Oh,
So I went and got it's called an SGB shot. So it's a stellate ganglion block is what it's called. So this is an anesthetic shot that they put into two spots into your neck. And it goes, I know it sounds crazy, right?
yeah.
Real long, crazy needle, but they put it into your neck. from two different angles to get to a nerve cluster, like the nerve cluster that creates cortisol, like your stress hormone.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I am literally like incapable right now of being how I was before. Like it has numbed that like section of my brain completely. Like, so, and you can go back and get it like within 6 to 8 months if it didn't work for you. You can also go get the other side as well if the first side doesn't work. So, but it's like an 83% success rate. And I was like, I was just going a little bit crazy. And I was like, I don't want to be, on medication. Medication,
Right.
like, not for me. Like, just that's my decision. Like, I would never tell anyone to not take it, but just I'm hard headed, just straight.
Hmm.
Like, that's that. It really
Same.
maybe should be, but after this shot has made it like so, so, so much easier to like navigate life and to be creative because I have like a to be a musician and to create art. Like my job is being a tattooer, so it's like just art
Hmm.
and like pressure to be perfect. A lot of
Yeah.
the vocals, with the recording, with writing, with tattooing, with the drawings, with the way I communicate with my clients. So it's a lot of like pressure to be perfect all the time, and this has like let that pressure off of me. So I really highly suggest anybody that has, PTSD or like really high anxiety, depression, if you feel like there's like any kind of block in your life that you just like really, it's been like 6 years that I've been trying like different things to kind of fix like this portion of my personality or my traits, I guess, that I just really didn't, appreciate. I felt like I couldn't move forward. And this has helped that. So if anybody feels that there's just like, you've tried everything, SGB treatments, check it out. Definitely worth it. I feel like if there's a place to talk about it, I want to tell the
Yeah.
world and shout it from a mountaintop because it literally, I was telling my best friend the other day, no bullshit, I think it saved my life because I literally was like in such a bad place, like such a bad place. And I was like, I'm not gonna play my first show
Hmm.
to be happy. Like I refuse to have a panic attack at my own concert and not be able to have that connection with my friends and my fans and like so I just again said fuck it we ball and then here we are. I got that treatment and I want to shout it through like a freaking megaphone at everyone. Like it has helped me that much. So SGB treatments definitely 10 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10 would recommend for anyone. And anyone
Yeah.
can get it too. So I think it's great.
Wow, yeah, no one's ever said that. And again, maybe, it's their own thing, or maybe they've never heard of that. But like me, like I tell people all the time, I have an anxiety disorder. Even hopping in this thing,
Yeah.
minutes before, I'm like sitting there like, oh my gosh, okay, it's 2 o'clock. Oh my gosh. And the minute we come in, I'm fine. But before that, like it is just a mess, a
Yeah.
wreck of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been flirting with the idea of getting medicated because my anxiety and my depression gets really bad.
Yeah.
Um, like really bad.
Mm,
So it's gotten to the point where I tried antidepressants maybe about 4 years ago. Like Lucy knows this. Like I shared
mhm.
with her that I tried something and it I don't think I gave it the chance that it needed for me to kind of balance out. But like with my anxiety being as bad as it's been, um, I I encourage anyone, like one, I encourage therapy. Like I do
Mhm.
therapy at least once a week. Like I even message my therapist. Like I, I like to believe selfishly that maybe I'm my therapist's favorite problem.
Mhm.
So I don't know why I need that for some reason. But yeah, like I love that Lucy like saw it and saw necessity and like took action to take
Yeah.
care of that because that's hard to finally admit that you're truly like struggling or that the situation that you're dealing with isn't sustainable and being able to take stock of what you're needing
Mhm.
and take action and be like, okay, cool, something's got to change.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is staying stuck in that. And as someone who's had and whew, did not think I was going to go this dark. but someone who's had, flirted with I'll say flirted with the idea of an early checkout. Uh, I've started to realize like the importance of like truly taking care of yourself and like truly like leveraging all means and like whatever access you have to, you know, support services, whether it be like talk therapy, whether it be anonymous meetings, whether it be medications, whether it be seeing like a psychiatrist, like anything that can make sure that you're able to continue to put one foot in front of the other. If you hopefully have access to it, and if you can, hopefully there are some programs that you can leverage, but like pursue it because the alternative is not not the best. And it's something that I would really want to encourage anyone who's listening to take a breath and realize like there is help out there, there's hope out there. You just have to have enough in the tank to seek it out.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you, for sharing that and being open because it's not an easy thing to be open about, or even whether it's yourself or other people. And I think that I know that'll help someone else feel less alone, even myself. Like I've been there. I have been there. I have told people by me, and it's so important to take care of yourself because I'm one of those people that I want to take care of everybody else and everything else, and even including my podcast. And then it's like, wait, did I drink water today? Did I go outside? What's going on with my personal life? Did I tend to that? No, I just buried it. I buried it, buried it, buried it. And I think it's so important to take care of yourself. And I think that's so important.
I think that's where the when I was saying like I can't let go of my self-worth is like just because I can't. Like if I do, I get to like such a space that like no one deserves to be in, you know? So I think
Yeah.
like it's also a choice. Like it's definitely a choice. Like I totally like with having all of the mental things that I've had my whole life more or less had a pretty rough growing up, was not fantastic for most of it. So that being said, I could totally, and I say this to my clients all the time if they come in and they're like angry or like upset or like kind of, whatever. I'm like, it's a choice if you want to be, down. It's a choice if you want to not love yourself. It's a choice if you want to, be negative about everything. Like, even though depression and all of these things are very, very, very real, I choose to be completely, absolutely delusional. And even when it's horrible, never forget to tell myself, like, bitch, yesterday you thought that you were the shit. You made a video, you looked good, you did a good tattoo, and I just repeat these things in my head. Like, whenever I get in those moods, I'm like, okay, no, look, I got a fat old ass, number one.
There
Okay.
you go.
Anyway, so we're doing good. We got a voice. I will remind myself of all of these things that I love about myself, that are good about myself. I think about my friends. I remind myself of all the positive things that are around me because it is absolutely a thing, especially with, having bipolar disorder, like the rumination and like repeating
Mhm.
things for, just replaying a situation or a fight or an argument or whatever. It's definitely a thing. So to stay in that cycle is like my brain literally like wants to do that. My brain craves to be like, everything is terrible. You're sad. Like it wants
Mhm.
to be like a depressed poet. Then I just refuse to do it. Like I can still write sad things, but it's literally a choice because if I were to just be a total bitch for the rest of my life and then tell people my life story, they would probably be like, that's kind of fair. Like it kind of checks out, like,
Yeah.
you have the right to feel that way and be that way, but it's a choice to not.
Hmm.
I think you really just have to tell yourself, like, again, just like I did with the medication, like, or not the medication, but with the shots, like, you kind of have to just like make a decision to do better, to talk to yourself better, to treat yourself better, to work harder, to do, because a lot of the things we are upset or anxious about is because we're either not prepared enough or we don't feel like we're good enough for any other random reason that doesn't actually exist. So I've just become way more prepared for my tattoo appointments and things like that. And that lets go of some of that anxiety because I'm not, just regurgitating these same things in my head consistently. So I hope someone listening can get something out of what I'm saying because I know I'm rambling, but I'm just really
No,
like,
you're not one, we love a rambler. I'm a rambler, but also
Mhm.
that's not rambling though. That is like real, just real talk of what life is. And I think people need to hear that. And that's, that's how I overcame a lot of my anxious stuff. I've
yeah,
like 2 years ago, you would never think I would come in here with people that the majority of when I have a guest, I don't know. I don't know who they are. I know who they are on paper, right? And it's like now it's like not even a thing. Like I get a little snippet, not like it was, but I had to keep being like, again, a lot of my stuff was that I wasn't good enough. Okay, I don't have the followers this podcast has, but they're coming on mine, or I don't have that. I don't, I'm not this. I'm not a expert journalist. I don't even consider
right.
myself a journalist. It's like I don't even think that, but it's one of those things of like being more kind to myself and just saying, listen, like in order for me to get over this hump and all this anxiety and anxiousness to do something I love, I got to get over it. I got to do this. And easier said than done. I get it. I don't want anyone to take it like I still go through my shit to get there,
Yeah,
but
right.
um it all
Feel
helps. It helps so much.
definitely, definitely. I feel the more we like take care of ourselves, the more we can kind of just like, I guess, relax, honestly. Like, I've been really focusing this year on just like my comfortability and like my happiness, my career, like my whatever, skin, brain,
Hmm.
body, whatever. And it has done me so well. Like, I really truly hope that every single person on the face of the planet finds like some semblance of peace and just like loving yourself. Because I feel like that's where a lot of issues come from is like a lack of just like loving the shit out of yourself. Because we always feel like we're lacking something, but like we're not created to just like be striving the whole time. And all that we're doing is like, I gotta be this or I'm
Yeah.
gonna be unhappy until I get here. Everything else is like, but
Oh, interesting.
no, it's the
Yeah.
it's the darling, ain't anything more important than that. Because then when you get here, if you didn't enjoy all of this, you're gonna look back and say, God damn, I really wish I would have just like slowed down
Yeah.
and a second to take a breath and say, look at all these people around me. Look at these
Hmm.
tasks I get to do. Look at this house that,
Hmm.
the little things, dude. Like, just gotta slow down and be grateful while we're here because we could literally fucking die tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
I could have
Yeah.
a heart attack right now on this podcast. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
What? You'll know that I died really appreciating my life. Like, whenever it happens, because it's gonna happen to all of us, I just refuse to be bitter. I refuse to be defeated. And I refuse to not, ever stop making art. I'm just gonna do these things forever. And when and if I do get here, I will be so ecstatic and even more grateful because I'm also taking into account all of the other billion fucking things that I did and appreciated every one of these things to the greatest of my ability. That way, when I do get here, I don't feel empty. And I'm not, damn it, I wish then you're regretting all of you can't do that either. You can't also regret the past or like just put the future way up here.
Right.
No, that was way up here. You just have to choose to like have this peace in you knowing that like we're doing what we want to do literally right now. Isn't that
Hmm.
like we're literally doing it? This is it. Like we're at the top. People just cry and wish and plead to do things that we're doing actively. And I
Yeah.
think it's sick. So all in all, just gotta take a breath and appreciate everything for what it is. We got food, we got water, the
Yeah.
lights are on, there's good lighting here, eyebrows are good, everything's cool in life. It's not that serious. It isn't that serious. Like, it's really not. Like, just enjoy yourself, you know?
Oh.
That's the gist. Fuck it, we ball.
Oh, that we need that on a shirt. I know that needs to be, I need somebody listening, or even you guys for merch. Fuck it, we ball. We need that on a shirt.
And it's just me doing this.
It
Like
needs it needs to happen. And like that too, like so do you feel like with this new EP too, like everything you both are going through and just you've gone through having this snippet of you while you created it out very soon. Do you think that that's, I mean, truly, I know you've talked about a little bit, like healed you a little bit in those things and these things you've talked about and everything. Because again, we as a listener don't know exactly what it's about, but we can listen to it and think what for us. So for you, um, do you think that that truly has healed some of these moments in your life?
1,000%. Just knowing like the work that we put into these songs, like I appreciate life so much that I always think about death. And I know it's kind of like morbid, but it gives me like this
Same.
beautiful, positive appreciation for life because I'm honestly just I'm glad to be alive to see these songs come out.
Yeah.
Even if no one likes them, if not literally a singular human listens to these songs, I still feel very, very accomplished just being able to see them published because I know that day is the day that this shit lives on forever. Past
Mhm.
me, past Enoma, past you, past
Yes.
as long as that freaking TuneCore bill is being paid, like as long as the distro kids hooked up, baby,
Right.
paid this music, it's gonna outlive me. It's gonna
Yeah.
outlive all of us. And we created it from nothing, from silence, bro. And just being able to see that and be like, this is another stamp. Like, I don't have children, but this
Right.
is my stamp of saying I continue to exist because art is the shit and I ain't never gonna stop doing it. It makes my life worth it. Like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this. So it's just another staple in my life where I got to say, damn, I put
Yeah.
out more art forever. So it feels my soul just being able to see it at all. No matter how people respond to it, I'm just like, hell yeah, it makes me feel good that it's just out forever. It's such a beautiful big thing. Like so stoked. Like so
Oh, I can't wait for it to be out either. Like, and that's the thing I even say, even with this podcast, is I'm a one that I think about death a lot and like how, what sort of legacy am I going to leave? My life, like what memories, what moments. And then I think about this podcast, like this is here. I mean, whether love or hate Spotify, I know there's a lot of stuff. It is out there. It is out there forever unless someone takes it down on me, which nobody ever do if I pass, don't take it out. But like, it's one of those things of like, it is there forever and you're leaving that piece of you. Art is there. And I think that's so important. And I know one of the things too with this EP, you guys worked with Tyler Smith. So how was that?
bruh. I really
Tyler's the goat.
literally
Like,
like we could just like end of conversation. That's like the only sentence that needs to be said. That dude is I wish that I could like, harness like a tenth of his energy and passion. That dude is like from the moment that we met him, that dude has been the most supportive, excited, intelligent, creative, just like a juggernaut, basically. Like watching him work, dude, is insane. He's fast. He is so smart. Everything that he does, like I know I'm like every time we talk about him, I'm just like, yo, like
Yeah.
I have to go in on this. Like he's just a really good person with so much passion and so much creativity. Like I didn't know one person could be so many things and be so good at every single one of them. He blows my mind. Like watching him do his stuff on the computer, recording us, I'm just like, no bad ideas, no bad edits. No, just like I'm literally speechless watching him. That dude is the shit. Great human, one of the literal best people I've ever met in my life from a small town just like me and is doing so many huge things. Like he deserves every single ounce of all success he ever gets ever.
100%.
Every bit,
100%.
every bit. He has worked very hard, and I'm just honored to work with him, honestly. And now, like I just like can text him and be like, "What's up, bro?" Like
Right.
he's just a sick person. Like he's just a really great human, and I'm honored to be on a roster of people that he's even like considered working with. He's amazing. It's been a fucking just phenomenal process getting to work with him. Watching him is like it's like watching like Michelangelo like paint or
Oh,
something. You know, it's just like
I can only imagine because I watched an interview with him just to get to know him a little bit because I was like, let me see. Because again, the names he has worked with. And I was just like, let me see. And again, yeah, just like I think he was like on a computer when I'm showing something he was doing, and you could just tell like the talent that he possesses and what he touches, and you hear it in what he does.
he's just so passionate in the way he speaks, and I love because that's how I talk is like
Mhm.
with my hands and patch. So you should see me and Tyler in a room together, just
Oh,
with our hands.
get me in there. I'm the same way. Like,
Yeah, it's a really an honor to work with him and knowing like we've gotten done recording and then he's like, "Oh yeah, Ronnie's gonna be here tomorrow, like record." And I'm just like, "In the same booth, dude. That's so sick!" Like I just think it's so. I'm just like, I get like all fangirl every time. Like, "Oh,
right.
my Prevail just left yesterday." I'm like, "No big deal." Like here comes Tiny Haunter in the room, like, "Hi, Papa, can we record?" Like,
Right. Oh my gosh.
but it's been sick.
Wow.
Sick.
Wow. Yeah, just like again, like looking at his roster, I Prevail, and then, obviously falling in reverse, like you just mentioned Ronnie. And it's like, no matter what people think about maybe those artists, the talent when you listen to those songs, just everything, it's like that love or hate, whatever your opinion is, it's good. It sticks with you. It is just, there's something to say about that talent. And again, that's why I listen to this EP. It just is like the sounds that are even, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget it. I hope I don't mess this up. Maybe is it in, or maybe is it Catch Me If You Can or Game Boy? There's a part where Lucy, I want to say it's you, where you go like, ew, like, ew.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Catch me if you can. Yeah.
yes, it
Yeah.
is so perfectly placed. It is just so where I'm like, it's just you. Like, just we've all been there. We've all felt that. And I was like, this is just the perfect placement in this song that stuff like that is just
Yes.
love it.
Thank you. May I say that that was my idea?
Oh, it was perfect. It was just because we've all been there. Like, yeah, like we've done it.
You're like, ugh, gross. Yeah, and that literally came from a real story. P.S. That was literally I was like seeing a dude, and he was just like an alcoholic, honestly, and would only hit me up when he was drunk, and kind of like the "hey you up" type situation, you know. And I'm like, ugh, like you think you have access? That's gross. Like I'm honestly impressed at your confidence, but no, like you
Oh,
know. So that song literally was written about like a specific person. So every time I hear it, I'm like, ha ha.
I love it. I was like, that is just, I love like in songs like that have those moments in there that, aren't maybe the note in the song or a specific lyric, but there's just a moment in there where you're like, yeah, I felt that. I've been that. And I think that's why for me, I can't wait as this drops right at our footsteps. And it just,
So excited.
it is like listening to this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to like again, I want to show it to some. I know I can't. I'm not going to do it. It's confidential. I get it. I'm not, but it's just I can't wait for it to be out and then energy. And for you guys, is there a song? We already talked about Untouchable too for certain reasons, but is there another song that you're just like, oh, like, or this is the one, like this is my baby, like this is it? Or would you say it's Untouchable, or is there another one that you're just like, yeah, that's the one?
Man.
So for me, like if we're keeping it in context of the EP,
Yeah.
I would say "Strangers" is probably the song that I really hope that
Yeah.
people connect with. I don't know. I just it's hopeful in a sense. It's hopeful. It's about you know so many things or so many different types of like love that it's just kind of I don't know impactful for me. So I'm really hoping that as this when this EP comes out and people get a chance to hear it, like they connect with that one because I think really special. I think the chorus music just, I don't know, it just hits me in a way where I'm like, oh man, I really love how all this came together, and it's hopeful. It's really hopeful, and I like that a lot.
Yep. That would be the word for it. Yeah. Hopeful. Damn, you so right. I would say mine, I mean, I'm like, I want to say just like Game Boy, but I'm also like Catch Me If You Can at the same
Yeah.
time. Like, I just love Game Boy because it's so much fun. Like, it's
Mhm.
just like, it reminds me of like K-pop. It has that like very,
Yeah.
sassy like chorus to it that's like, okay, like you could be in a club like dancing, It's just fun. And I don't know what it is about like Catch Me If You Can as well. Those two songs, Game Boy and Catch Me If You Can, I have like, so how, it's so weird. Judge me if you want. I'm like clairvoyant, right? So I have like a weird sixth sense, and I've always had it. And I told them when we recorded Paralyze that that song was gonna be our biggest song. I literally was like, this is gonna do like something. Like I feel,
Yeah.
and that is our most streamed song and has been for like a long time. And
Right.
I feel the same way about Game Boy and Catch Me If You Can. I feel like both of those are so good. They could be used for like a commercial, for a movie,
Hmm.
for, relaxing, for getting ready, going out. Like it's just so like they just are such feel good songs, you know what I mean? And I feel like just people need that, dog. People need it.
Yes.
So I feel very strongly about both of those. I feel the same way about those songs. And not to say the other ones aren't great as well, but just those have like this special like pull for me that I feel like they're going to perform really, really well. Like I see them, yeah, I just see it. So we're going to see if
Mhm.
I'm right.
Oh, I'm with you. I always tell people I have like my spidey senses. I have it about certain things. So it's one of those things too where I'm that person to tell people and then it'll happen. I'm like, see?
Right.
See? And then people come to me like in a chat, like, oh yeah, you do have that spidey sense. So hey, we're calling it here. This is
There
what's
we
gonna happen. I think too with this EP, do you guys think you've learned anything? Maybe there was an obstacle you had while completing it or anything. Is there anything you learned about yourselves as a band and how you work that you learned doing this EP that like you're going to carry it with everything else you do?
I have to simplify what I do. That's my hardest thing. Easy as that. I want to make the lyrics and melodies as poignant and interesting and, you know, wild as possible and add more and do more. And then it's not that. It's not always that. So that's my problem. I always want to do more. And I've really realized like the simplicity, if you can do it simply, just like Strangers, it's
Mhm.
really a very simple song. Like there's not a lot to that. Like production wise, it's pretty straightforward, but man, is it good. You
Mhm.
know, like it doesn't have to be like a crazy drum fill, like
Right.
like you don't have to do all that, like not to say I don't like that. I love me some blast beats and shredding, okay? Like I'm cool with 60-second or 64th notes all day long, but
Yeah.
it's really cool. It's like anything else in life. If you can do it simply and do it well, like you win. You know,
Yeah.
love, a sandwich, a job, like whatever it is. If you can do it at its most basic and do it really well, you succeed. So I've had to accept that it's the same thing with writing songs. So it has definitely helped the songs do better too. Like I
Yeah.
listen to them and I'm like, okay, it doesn't need 10,000 bells and whistles on it. Like it's just good the way it is. So, which is great. I love that.
Yeah, I love that. I love the way you put it. Like even in you can apply that to other things in your life, like a sandwich, like,
Yeah.
like cup of coffee, whatever. Like this simple, like I think about all those stuff. That's yeah, I can definitely see that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna jump in and share. Like, I think I learned, or the thing that I'm learning, is that I can't do it all on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I tend to take on a lot of the responsibility of the band. So a lot of the if there's success, I'm like, oh, that's great. But it wasn't my success, or if it fails, I'm like, oh, this was your failure. It's because you decided to make this choice. You did this, you did that. So I'm working on trying to be kinder to myself, but I've learned that with this with putting together this EP and then the plans for it, that it's not just all on me to get this stuff done. Like I can ask for help. I can tell my band like, hey, I'm kind of at zero, and this is no fool, and this is literally a text I sent them yesterday. At the time of this recording was like, hey y'all, like I'm struggling. Like I'm just having a hard time. So I need some help.
Yeah.
And Lucy being the real one that she is, like jumps in immediately and it's like, I got you.
Oh,
So before I would have tried to just figure it out or play it off, but I'm tired of that. And it doesn't serve the greater purpose. So thing that I've learned is just I need to be able to count on other people and work work on that and be okay with letting go of the control that I seek to have because
control
it's not.
this is just a theory,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. And that was from a millionaire. That was from the owner of Cat's Coffee, actually. He told me that. And he's like, Lucy, control is but a theory, and it'll drive you crazy trying to harness it and own it because it doesn't exist. And I was like, well, shit.
Right. Let's unpack that because yeah, that's something I think we can all take from that, whether someone's listening or watching that's a musician, they're in a band, or they are just a regular person. That's so important. I needed to hear that even too, because
Yeah,
I'm someone that's like, I had to learn that too, and like just life aspects of you don't have control over a lot of things.
yeah,
And the more I came to grasp with that and try, and again, it's a learning thing. I still have to get there, but hearing stuff like that is so important.
it definitely helps because it's just, I think it's like, I've kind of like, I'm not gonna say like I'm studying it or anything, but I've kind of
Yeah.
like a Buddhist way of thinking, I guess, is just like if you can find Zen in all of the chaos, around you, like you should be able to have that anywhere you go in any situation. Like meditation can be one breath, one song, and you can have peace. You just have to be able to, focus and center yourself, and then everything around you is fine because everything's always exploding. Something's gonna go wrong in your day no matter what, all the time. So as long as you can be like, that's okay, and move on with it and just say, I'm gonna choose peace, because again, it is a choice. If you can choose that peace and move forward, then guess what? That's okay, because no matter what happens, it'll be all right. And it sucks for a second, but you just gotta know it'll always be all right. Always.
Yeah. That's the number one thing to always remember too. Like I try to always say that it's going to be okay. Like even like with my stupid wasps that were going on, it was like it's going to be okay. You just have to make sure none creep. It's going to we're fine. We're good.
Yeah.
It
It's
took some time, but we're good.
exactly. And that's what friends are for too. So when Enoma feels down or when I feel down, we can, even when we're definitely not okay, because we're not always going to be okay in those
Yeah.
moments. That's what friends are for. I believe friends, save your life. I really do. Friends are going to be around longer than most jobs or relationships or, living situations, whatever issues, like they're going to be there. So just lean on your friends. They have saved my ass. Oh, they've saved it so many.
Ooh, yep. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I think and you can tell as like you guys Haunter, at least for me looking on the outside, it isn't just a band. It's family. And I
Yeah.
can see that. And I think it's man, like again, I know I'm like I kept you guys longer than normally I keep people, but I've loved this so much and I've loved you guys talking about this EP and just everything you guys have shared in the mental health front, which I didn't even know if we would go there today. And I am like, yeah, this helped me so much. So I appreciate that so much. I mean, obviously, like we said, we have Catch Me If You Can on the 1st of August. This will probably be out a little after. And then we have Game Boy, the debut EP from Haunter on the 12th of September will be out for everybody. I can confirm everybody. It is so good. Anything else you wanted to share or anything else we can look forward to?
I always do this at the end of the podcast. I'm going to say, follow us on everything. Everything's at Haunter
Yes.
Real. We are real, but our socials are Haunter Isn't Real. On Twitter, on our website is literally haunterisn'treal.com. On, or sorry, X. It's not Twitter anymore. I'm
Yeah.
old. Instagram, Haunter Isn't Real. Whatever you want to look us up on, Haunter Isn't Real. You can buy tickets on our website. You can look at photos of us. You can see our music videos. Everything is linked to the website, haunterisn'treal.com. Buy tickets, buy merch. We're getting new merch soon. We love you. Listen to our music. That is all.
Mic drop.
Yeah, yeah, she kind of nailed it with that.
This podcast is a part of Never a Phase Network. It's a network of creators and podcasters, people who are truly elder emos, who are trying to keep the scene alive just like you. Check out neveraphasenetwork.com and check out Never a Phase Network on all socials.